Hey all, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing really well. As I mentioned in my kitchen tour part 1, today I'll be sharing my kitchen countertop, fridge and rest of the cabinets. If you're interested in interior decorating, organizing and cleaning related videos, please subscribe to my channel. Without further delay, let's get into today's video. On the left side of my kitchen, I have a glass water jug. Next to that, I have a food processor that I use on daily basis, so I'm keeping this outside. Next to the food processor, I have a stainless steel dish drying rack. Since this is sitting right next to the sink, it is very convenient for me. On the right hand side, I have my electric kettle. Next to that, I have my tea, sugar, salt, paper towel and mortar and pestle in a tray. I use this mortar and pestle to crush ginger for my everyday drink. Next to the tray there is a wooden block with knife set. Next to the stove I have my oil canisters organized in a tray. Next to oil canisters I have a carousel type of a spice organizer. This organizer is really simple and easy to use. I organized my everyday cooking spices in this organizer. I used two types of traditional spice organizers in the past, but this works the best compared to the traditional spice organizers. While cooking, you can simply rotate the organizer and take what you want without mixing the spices or making a mess in the kitchen. So I strongly recommend this product to organize your everyday spices. My kitchen backsplash is a combination of black, white and grey. So I choose all my countertop essentials in the same color to blend nicely and also to avoid visual clutter. To keep my kitchen countertop neat and clean, I divided my kitchen countertop into 3 areas. This particular area I use only for meal preparation, and this area I use for dish drying and dish washing, since this is next to the dishwasher. The area right next to the stove I use only to keep my cooked and prepared food. So this way I keep my kitchen clutter free almost 90% of the time. Now let's check the cabinets one by one. First, I'm going to show under the sink cabinet. In this cabinet, I organized all my cleaning supplies. In the cabinet door, I have a plastic IKEA organizer along with 2 IKEA bottle brush cleaners. Since I have multiple cleaning products, I use this 2-tier metal wire basket to organize my cleaning products. This gives extra space to organize my cleaning products. Next to that, there is an organic bin to collect food waste and a fire extinguisher at the back. On the right hand side door, I have this metal organizer to store my dishwashing soap and hand soap. I don't like to keep them on the countertop, so I keep them here in this basket. This narrow cabinet is right next to the sink. I use this cabinet to store my green tea and coffee powder bottle. In this cabinet with glass door, I used to store all my everyday dishes. I keep all ceramic dishes in the front so it is pleasing for the eye. This corner cabinet is really deep, so I use the space behind the dishes to store rarely used kitchen items. For example, in this lower shelf, I have a kettle at the back along with the saucer plates. In the middle one, behind the dishes, I have rarely used plastic containers. On the top shelf, behind the beautiful white bowl, I keep all my rarely used idli plates and other rarely used stainless steel items. As soon as I open the door, I see all my beautiful dishes organized neatly. So if you have a cabinet with a glass door, Use it wisely to display all your beautiful dishes. This cabinet is right next to the stove, so I use this cabinet to store my cooking oils. In the middle shelf, I have ghee, honey, oil spray in a Lazy Susan for easy access. In this bottom shelf, I store all types of pulses in a see-through stainless steel containers. I recommend using stainless steel canisters for everyday items. Keeping them right next to the stove saves a ton of my cooking time. In this bottom corner cabinet, I store all my cooking utensils. Just by stacking one on top of another, I save a lot of space. I use this lid organizer to organize all lids separately and stack the pans one on top of another. I also use this cabinet wall space to store other kitchen items like this wooden cutting board, coconut scraper, and flour sifter. Keeping all cooking utensils next to the stove saves a ton of cooking time and makes cooking easy. I don't buy a lot of cooking utensils unnecessarily. Keeping it minimal makes my life definitely easier. I stored my heavy cast iron pan and baking pan inside my oven. I bake occasionally, so I use my oven as an additional storage space. Whenever I'm baking, I will take everything out, and after my oven cools down, I will put back everything in its place. We are planning to add additional cabinets in our kitchen. Till that time, I will use my oven as a storage space. Sometimes, we need to work with what we have in our lives. In this oven drawer, I store all my baking pans, also my oven mittens for easy access. I have a 5-burner gas stove with a griddle, and this griddle helps in making sandwiches and omelets for morning breakfast. This Samsung Smart Stove comes with multiple additional features like air fryer, dehydrated, bread proof, and a self-cleaning mode. This is the cabinet above my range hood. Since there is a vent going through this cabinet, I cannot store much in this cabinet, so I kept some water bottles and takeaway boxes in this cabinet. This cabinet is right next to my stove, so I keep my most frequently used spices in this cabinet. On the top, I have extra oil cans. In this shelf, I stored all my regularly used spices in the stainless steel see-through containers like chili powder, coriander powder, jeera powder, etc. In this bottom cabinet, I just stored my mixie and my grinder. If you don't have enough space in your kitchen cabinet, you can use the space above your refrigerator to store your small appliances. I use my air fryer occasionally, so I store my air fryer on top of my fridge. And this is my Samsung Smart double door fridge. This comes with the freezer at the bottom and fridge at the top. On the left hand side, there is a water dispenser, and on the right hand side, there is a display screen. And this is the inside view of my fridge. I still didn't organize my fridge. I'm planning to organize my fridge and put a detailed fridge organization video in the coming weeks. This fridge display screen is just like a smartphone. We can watch news, music, and also watch videos on YouTube while cooking. This is my spacious 2-layer freezer space. I still didn't organize my freezer. Once I organize, I will include this in my fridge organization video. And that's everything for today. I hope you like part 2 of my kitchen tour. There is another cabinet above my fridge. I store rarely used items in that cabinet. If you like organization, interior decorating tips, and cleaning, please subscribe.